How does it feel to use the iPhone as a street photography camera and for urban landscape? Is it more convenient? Is it worth it? Let's find out. So far, I have actually enjoyed using my phone for this kind of photography in the streets, for urban landscape and street photography, because it's really convenient to have it with you. I'm always gonna have my phone with me, so it's going to be much easier to get good at street photography and also take some more street photography, because I'm lacking in that area, but I want to do a bit more of it. So the phone is a great entry way into it. And I think the iPhone 15 Pro is, well, the iPhone 15 I would say is it's performing pretty well. But there are some things that are quite annoying. And the one thing I was noticed is that every time I put up the phone or I have had it in my pocket and I pull it out fast to get a photo, I have to press RAW Max if I want that information. Otherwise I get an ordinary JPEG and you can't edit that so much. If I have to be fast and there are moving objects, I sometimes miss it in RAW Max and get a JPEG instead, and that's quite annoying. I'm not sure if I can put it in RAW Max all the time, or I have to press that every time I open the photo app. And there's one more thing that I have not managed to do yet, and that is to get a sharp photo of a person walking by fast, or a person that bicycled past me. The camera isn't that fast in shutter speed in low light. It could be that I'm not that experienced yet, so I'm not saying it's the camera's fault, but so far it's not been that easy to get that sharp image of a moving object or moving people. But I will keep on trying, and I haven't seen that much people yet because it's quite early. But I hope there will be a bit more people around soon, because then it's easier to take a bit more street photography. Now it's more like urban landscape, but that doesn't matter, it's fun. But it's starting to get a bit cold as well, so I might go back to the office and do some reviewing of the photos. But let's keep on scouting and take some more photos. Oh, today is quite cold. The sunrise wasn't that good as I hoped for. The conditions were supposed to be better, but it is what it is. I've been out here now for an hour and a half, and I think I have gotten some shots and tried the iPhone, because it's really fun to test the phone if it's more convenient and it's easier to carry, of course, and have for photography like this. But there are some things I'm not quite satisfied with. So why not jump into the office, get some warmth going and review some photos, and let's talk about it. So jump in. Oh, hello and welcome back to the office. And finally got into the warmth of this cozy office I got here. Well, let's keep on talking about the iPhone 15 Pro and using it as a street photography camera. First of all, it's a great tool to have in your pocket because it's a great camera, and of course it's particularly useful when it comes to street photography because you always have the phone when you're in the city, obviously. Most people do anyway, but when you're in the nature you might want to leave the phone in the car or something to get that peace. So it's not every time I have the phone with me. When I'm in the city, I'm always have. And that's why I think this is the perfect tool to have for street photography, because I can train myself and become a better street photographer with a device like this. But there are some things I don't particularly like with it, and that is, first of all, maybe it's a setting in the phone, but I have to press RAW Max every time. When I open the photo app, it's not in RAW Max, so it's in JPEG. And I want to use RAW Max, of course, to get the best quality out of it. And when I'm using RAW Max, I have noticed that it's great quality. I'm really enjoying it because you get so much information, you can do so much editing after in Lightroom. But it's only when you're using 24mm, because as soon as you use 35 or even wider or zoom in, you lose quality. But when you use 24, you get a perfect wide angle. So for urban landscape, it's a great camera. And you get that wide angle, so you can shoot beautiful landscape photos and of course urban landscape. But when you want to use the zoom, as you probably want to do sometimes when you're doing street photography, because I was trying to get some shots of people. I got some great shots, you get them here. This shot was one of the woman, but I had to stand exactly as close as you think the photos is taken, so I couldn't use the zoom. And it was a bit nervous that she maybe would see me and get angry. You don't want to make people angry, but of course, that's also a good thing, because a good street photographer many times go straight up to the subject and just shoot. That's something I am forced to train when I'm using my iPhone 15. But I still miss the zoom. I got some good shots on this girl sitting in the bus station. But as you can see in the photos, I had to sneak around in the back, and I also had to sneak around when I took the front shot, this one. I had to get out of the bus station next to it and just take the shot. It turns out great, so there's no problem, but it's a bit hard and annoying to only have that option. I would like to have that zoom option, because when I'm zooming, I'm losing the quality a bit. But overall, the feeling of using the iPhone 15 as a street camera, it's both positive and negative for me. Because as I said before, when it comes to the iPhone, I don't get that feeling that I get when I have holding a camera, that I am a photographer that's holding a camera. And it doesn't have to be a particular big camera or something like that. I'm thinking about the Fujifilm. They have those retro cameras that make you feel like a real street photographer in the old days. I'm not talking about the gear itself, I'm talking about the feeling you get. And when I'm using my iPhone, it's not that feeling I want to. It doesn't make me as motivated. I have to push myself. But I'm still getting good results, so it's not a big problem, but I have to push myself and I don't like it. I want to have that good feeling of being out and shooting, the fun and the joy about it. And that is a feeling I don't get fully when I'm using the iPhone, but I'm still having a good time and enjoying it. So as a compliment, when I don't have my camera with me, I'm thinking this is the perfect way. And when I'm looking at photos that I've been going through, I think I got some great shots, and I think those shots I got is great because they are creative, and it was quite nice day and a bit chilly, but it was still good. The quality varied because, as I mentioned before, because I want to do different kind of shoots, so I had to zoom sometime, like I did in this lamp shot. You can see it's still a good photo. It's still good quality to use on Instagram and stuff like that. But if I really would have loved this photo and wanted to print it, I don't think it would be that good quality. And not like this one that I have taken with the 24 and RAW Max, where I can actually edit and do some great noise reduction. So there is a limit, but for mainly using it on Instagram and taking shots, there's no limit. And that's the good thing, because what I'm aiming for is to become a better photographer. And to be a better photographer, I think we have to use gear that are less convenient, less easy to work with, and that will force me to become more creative with the thing I got, with the gear I got. And if I'm becoming more creative, then I know I will be a better photographer. So I will keep on shooting with the iPhone as much as I can. When I'm walking around on the street, I'm not using a tripod or anything, and that's good because then you can just take up the phone and it's easier to take those shots because you don't need the tripod in street photography if it's not by night. And I want to do some night photography as well and try it out. And then I would recommend strongly to get this one. It's a Manfrotto, how you say it, Manfrotto, where you can put it on the tripod and then you can mount the phone and this up like this, and now you get a tripod stand for your phone. And this device was not expensive at all, only $30 I think, so I will link it below. I think you should get one if you want to try some more night photography and long exposure. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, I hope you find it some helpful, and I hope I will see you in the next one. But until next time, keep on shooting and capture those amazing moments. Bye!